Business Manager is a Facebook tool that helps organize and manage your business. And it really helps with advertisers. It helps them integrate their Facebook marketing efforts across their business and with external partners. And you can use this free platform to run and track ads, manage assets such as your pages and ad accounts, and you can also add an agency or marketing partner to help you manage your business. Business Manager is a useful resource if you have multiple ad accounts, multiple people managing your Facebook presence, or you're working with an agency. And with everything in one central location, you can quickly see what's happening across all your platforms on Facebook. To get started, you'll visit business.facebook.com and you'll arrive to a page that you see here. If you're logged in, you may be automatically directed to the steps to set up Business Manager, which is really quick and easy, or you might be dropped right into your Business Manager right away. The first thing you need to do is to log in. You'll need to log in with your personal Facebook account or business account if you're sharing accounts. Please note that you will need to create a Facebook page before adding it to Business Manager. And the account you log in will become the primary user of Business Manager, but all your personal Facebook details will not be shared within the tool. The only information other users will see is your name, the business name that you choose when you set up the account, and the email address that you provide. I've gone ahead and logged in using the H+ Sport account. Here on the main dashboard of Business Manager, we can see the ad account that is associated, as well as the relevant page, which is H+ Sport. Business settings is where you're going to go to set this all up. But this main screen right here is a great overview of what's happening in Business Manager. If I select activity, and that's located at the top left-hand screen, I can see any recent changes that have happened within Business Manager. So this is great to keep tabs on that activity. I'm going to go ahead and select Business Settings at the top right-hand corner. It's in Business Settings that you are going to set up your Business Manager criteria. Here we see on the left information we can go through in order to set up the business account. And if we scroll right to the bottom, you'll notice that there is a setup guide. This will be your best bet to walking through step by step how to set up Business Manager for your account if you get a little bit lost. One thing to quickly note is that if you select pages, and that's up at the top here, it's here that you're able to add, or in other words, claim a page that you want associated with your Business Manager. So this might be one of your first steps. Here you can see that H+ Sport has been claimed by Business Manager. But say I had another page I wanted to add, this is where I would do that. At the top right-hand corner is also where I can remove the page if I no longer want it associated. Now further up at the top is People. So this is where I can see all the people that have been granted some level of access into Business Manager. This is where you might add in your social media manager or your employee that is going to be running your advertising or maybe your marketing agency. It's also here that you can assign various roles. So you might not want to allow them to have access to all your assets, but only specific ones. So this is where you are going to tweak that. Now, if you want to add a person, you'll select the blue Add button. And it's here that you can add additional people, as well as choose what type of access you want to grant them. Once you're done setting everything up, you can always access your Business Manager by selecting the business settings and choosing Business Manager. This is going to take you back to that main high-level dashboard. It's also from here that you can click into your specific accounts. So I could select my advertising account from here as well as the page, and then I could dive a little bit deeper into the analytics. I highly recommend going through all the steps in Business Manager and setting up your business account. Get as familiar as possible with the dashboard, check your user permissions, and make sure all your assets are located in one place. You're going to be directed to Business Manager a lot, especially when running advertising campaigns. So the more familiar you are with this, the easier everything will go. Business Manager is a secure tool for managing access to pages and ad accounts in Facebook, and it's geared towards companies who need to give different permissions to different people. Within it, you're able to manage access to all your Facebook pages, accounts, and importantly, you're able to keep your work separate. You get to access pages and ad accounts without having to be Facebook friends with, say, your coworkers. It also allows you to not have to hand out your personal email address for people to log in order to access your Facebook page. All of that is done within Business Manager. Let's go ahead now and learn how to navigate the tool itself. You'll be able to access it by going to business.facebook.com. Once you're logged in, you'll see a dashboard like the one here that you see on your screen. And on it, it'll list all your combined assets that are linked to your Business Manager account. As you can see here, this is an overview of what's going on in the H Plus Sport account. At a glance, you can see the basic information about each asset, including things like what ad accounts are associated and the amount spent, as well as the pages that are associated with this account and how they're performing. At the top right, you'll see the option to take a more in-depth look at your settings within Business Manager. Let's head to the Business Settings option. Here you can see that we're in the Business Manager settings page. With the menu on the left, we can select at any time the specific details to drill down and find additional options to refine this dashboard view. Currently, we're in the Users section. Notice that we have the opportunity to use a search functionality in order to refine them. If you want to filter by specific name, you can go ahead and type it in the box you see here. This is really helpful if you have a large list of assets. Here, I'm going to search for my own name. And I can see that Megan Adams has been added to this account. I can also see the assigned assets. So I'm going to choose the name here, and I can see that the assigned assets are the page H Plus Sport. It's to the top right here that I could add an additional asset. So maybe I want to grant access to another page or another ad account. That's where I would do it. This is also where I get to set permissions. So I can specifically grant Megan access to, say, just publish content or just to create ads if I don't want any crossover. In order to add new people to your account, you're simply going to select that blue Add button at the top. And it's here that you'll enter in their email address. Facebook will then send them an invite to have them add themselves to the Business Manager, and then from here you'll be able to grant them specific access, whether it's employee access, admin access, and then there are additional roles like finance analyst and finance editor. Below that is where we're going to add our pages. Currently, the only page associated with this account is H Plus Sport, but say I was managing multiple Facebook pages and I'm a marketing agency, this might be where I add those additional pages and then set specific people to those pages or grant them access to them. Below that is the ad account. This is where we're going to associate the advertising accounts to Business Manager. So currently we have the H Plus advertising account, and then I can see to the right who all has access to that advertising account. So that is important when you're dealing with money. Below that, we have our business asset groups. So this is where you can create and organize specific groups that manage specific assets. This is for larger scale teams and is a fairly new feature within Business Manager. I recommend selecting that and going through the Get Started process. Facebook will walk you through step by step on how to get that set up for your business. If you go further down, again is the setup guide. If you get stuck, this is a great place to go to see where you might be able to move through some of the issues you're having. And above is the business info. So this gives you a really good snapshot of what exactly is going on within Business Manager here. Lastly, I want you to take a look at notifications because when you're managing multiple accounts, the notifications can really get out of control. And if you're relying on, say, Facebook email notifications, you want to make sure that those are set up accurately. So the notification settings is really a place I recommend taking some time to see. It's below that you can choose how you want to receive your updates to any changes on Business Manager, to your pages, ad accounts, and any other integrated sources. At any time, you can always head back to your Business Manager dashboard by selecting Business Manager, and that'll typically show up under the drop-down menu at the top left. I highly recommend that you set up Business Manager to help optimize your advertising efforts. Even if it does seem a little bit tedious in the beginning, you'll be really thankful you have that set up and that you're familiar with it. It will help you stay organized and provide you with a lot of extra functionality and security surrounding your business and your Facebook advertising efforts. When you have multiple people managing your Facebook presence, it's really important to keep tabs on what permission levels they are a part of. Business Manager makes it easy to do just that. Business Manager is a secure tool for managing access to pages and ad accounts geared towards companies who need to give different permissions to different people. Let's take a look specifically at how roles work within Business Manager so that you can configure your permissions properly as you leverage this tool. Here you can see that I am in the business settings for H Plus Sport, and you can access your business manager by typing in business.facebook.com or by selecting Business Manager under the top left-hand menu. You'll notice that we default into the Users section. It's here that I can see all the people that have been added to Business Manager. So we have Henry Twill at the top and Megan Adams below. From here, I'm going to select the blue Add button, and we're going to take a look at how to add and invite people. So this is where we're going to go to add the person we want to grant access to. And you'll simply add in the email address of that person. Notice that it'll let you know if that person is already a part of your organization or not, and here I am. But that doesn't matter because we can still take a look at additional roles. We can choose from either employee access or admin access. Notice that if I choose the advanced options, there's a couple more options for you as well. Employee access allows employees to work on specific projects, so only on assigned accounts and tools. An admin or admin access can manage all aspects of the business, including modifying or deleting the account and adding or removing people. So admin access is basically someone that you really trust that needs to have their hands in everything. The two additional options are Finance Analyst and Finance Editor. Analyst is only going to be able to view those specific business financial details, and an editor is going to be able to go in and actually edit that information. So you're going to assign that accordingly based on the level of trust or permission you have for the person you're adding. I'm going to exit out of that. I'm going to choose Megan Adams. Here you can see that she has access to the H Plus Sport page. If I wanted to create additional assets or add them to Megan's permission level, it's here that I can do that. So here's a page that I could potentially grant the user, as well as the ad account. So say I wanted to add her to the H Plus advertising account, I would simply select that. And then further to the right is where I would set the permissions. So say I only want Megan able to manage the campaigns, then I would select that. If I wanted to grant her the whole access, I would just choose Manage Ad Account. And then once that's completed, then I would choose Save Changes. When adding people to your account, be sure to understand the role permissions. Review each permission carefully and regularly. And don't be afraid to do an audit if you do have quite a few users added to your business manager. Perhaps you have employees that have left the business. Perhaps you no longer work with a specific marketing agency. Make sure that this stays clean, and that will add an additional layer of security for your Facebook efforts. Making sure that you have the correct users and roles and permissions set will make sure that you're maintaining full control over all the assets that you manage on Facebook.